I feel like it has to be greater for the side of GX, just given the expectations on their shoulders.
I think especially when you're the team that's supposed to win, and you know, like, you have the tools to win in that game too. They had the victory, but they clutched defeat instead. It has to feel really bad, and we also have to question their mental going into this third game. Like, how does it affect them? Were they able to bounce back, recognize just, okay, we made some really silly mistakes, we're the better team, or will this crumble, or will they mentally crumble, rather?
It is a really tough loss. It did feel like their own mistakes that undid them, but hopefully, again, yeah, short window of time, they're able to turn things around. We get into the draft, the Nico, the Caitlyn banned away. We're still seeing some pretty consistent bans on the side of GX, so that Orianna has now joined the party. Ambessa was the previous ban in the first 2 games. Maybe we see it again as the third ban, or perhaps it's open this time around.
Could be an Ambessa first pick if it's open. It's shown a lot of, I think it's been climbing a lot in priority as people have started to figure out that it's both really good in jungle and in top. And just the fact that you can kind of negate Ambessa's biggest weakness in that early laning phase by playing her jungle instead makes it so that you just get access to that really good scaling and really good team fighting later on.
Bait on this first pick, a lot of 80 carries taken away, perhaps setting up for a safe laning phase, perhaps maybe for
Azir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's still open.
Well, you're gonna get an Ambessa.
Okay. I mean,
Maybe Azir is the response.
it can be flex. You can put it in jungle, you can put it top. Oh, you can put it mid. I don't mind. Just put it somewhere.
Just please pick it.
Yeah. The GX response, though, I feel like when you get this deep in the pool for 80 carries, do you think they rise in priority? As in, like, do you think you need to, like, something like Zyra, would you want to try and get it early? Or
I feel like Kai'Sa now is really on the table,
one,
especially since enemy took Ambessa, so it's like you take the Kai'Sa away from the Ambessa, or you just want it for yourself. And since it's been such a standout champion for Noah, I would love to see him pick it up early, but with the Zaahen, I also think the lack of any sort of Azir prio in this series is definitely quite puzzling, especially since they've been banning Orianna out first. It's like, it would make sense if they want to pick up the Azir here, but it just strikes me that it feels like neither team wants to play a... Ooh, wow, Aphelios.
I think they're trying to read what Ice wants to go for here. They could go for the Kai'Sa. They give an angle, though, for Ice to grab the Aphelios. They don't want to give him the scaling late-game insurance. Maybe, gentlemen, GX are trying to simplify.
Yeah, but the only thing is, like, you're not seeing anything for this Aphelios, and it is going to be the counter pick for Ice, so ideally into the Aphelios, you want something long range.
What's your preferred counter pick?
I would say, like, I mean, Caitlyn is banned. Caitlyn is really good. A Jinx is not really a counter, but it's more just like a scaling answer, but I think Estral would make a lot more sense. Jinx, Thresh, wow. I mean, Stend does like the Thresh.
Doesn't this dissuade the Lulu as well?
Yeah, you can look to, like, bully the Lulu out with the Thresh, especially with how good gank setup you have. Although Noah and Jun could still play the Lulu here, but I think a more traditional melee support.
There it is.
They're locked in. This is incredible scaling for the side of GX, of course. The Jinx matching that to a certain degree on the other side, as well as having the Thresh for that kind of additional summoner spell in the form of the Lantern to keep her safe, a luxury that so far Noah does not have for the Aphelios.
I think GX should really consider Ornn.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have last pick, so they can wait to see what ends up being locked in top, but, like, I'm going to be blunt. I think that if you're not that good, you need easy engage. And I don't think these teams are very good at playing when low engage comes. Like,
We've seen it.
Basically, so I think that you just, especially in a game 3, when you know that the tournament is on the line, you just lock in some easy engage. I think things like Nautilus is a good option, Leona is a good option, Ornn is a good option. Just stuff that makes it easy for you to start fights, I think, is really valuable.
There's also Blitzcrank, which is kind of a classic counter pick into the Thresh. That's pretty good into
Also
the Jinx
fine.
as well.
Yeah.
Could be something they go for. It is a bit harder on the execution side, but you know, when enemy team looks in something like the Jinx Thresh, it's definitely something that you're looking for. As they actually ban it out, Team Heretics taking out the Blitzcrank. We'll see what Jun decides to go for now. The thing with Leona is, like, yeah, the ultimate is nice, but the early laning phase is quite difficult. The Braum, I'm not a huge fan of.
If they go Ornn last, I'm fine.
That's true, but the thing with Braum is, like, when you're playing Aphelios into Jinx, you're outrange, so you really want something that helps you reach the Jinx.
Right.
And Braum doesn't really do that at all. Braum wants a carry that's outranging so he can just peel back and not really need to get too much into the fray. Is a decent lane as you can quickly proc the Braum passive. I think going something quite non-committal like LeBlanc is not bad.
You say non-committal. I feel like that I have a lot of concerns surrounding LeBlanc. Only.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 indeed. A little Naafiri. Ahri, okay. Okay, so we have scaling. Yeah, looking at the bot lane. The rest of the map, fist fight. Yes, okay, I understand now.
I mean, you've got a lot of single target on the side of Heretics. The Poppy gonna round things out.
That is an insane value on the Poppy pick, though.
Yeah, but
you also gave the Braum really good value by going like very deep picks.
Oh, you're gonna pick anti-dive? Joke's on you, we'll pick dive.
Yeah. I mean, I really thought they would go in a different direction when they had this Jinx Thresh and more look to set her up for success.
Yeah.
I mean, the one upside is that you have a lot of burst, at least to try to get her a reset, but it's very feast or famine this Team Heretics comp, and we saw how that worked out in the first game.
Yeah.
So,
But also, GX, we've also seen teams without any reliable engage really struggle.
We saw that, yeah, GX last game. It was his last game.
And they've gone Poppy Braum, which, I mean, really good at making it hard for you to start fights.
Two of the best abilities in the game League of Legends are Poppy Ult and Braum Shield. In terms of raw gold value, they can be, on paper, two of the best abilities in the game. Now, most of the time, they're not that high value, but if you're Unbreakable blocking a Jinx's damage output, if you Poppy Ult two people out of a fight, it just doesn't matter.
So your ideal team comp is Poppy, Braum, Mel, Yasuo. What's the fifth?
I don't know. It's like Bard. But Mel, like, no, like...
Well, I mean, I have questions.
Okay, well, there's been another issue with the bug, I think, or with the roots, because I'm seeing now that Isma loaded him with Conquer, and enemy team is making fun of him, asking if Isma wants to conquer the Rift.
All right, well, we'll keep you up to date as there's no lower third yet, so I don't know what I'm allowed to tell you. But the game's paused and they are making fun of Isma. I can't confirm that. Initial investigation. They left the part about them making fun of Isma off the report. League officials now reviewing. But I think what we have learned from this particular fiasco is that the Zaahen is a flex.
Yeah, I thought they would put the Zaahen back. I kind of thought they'd put the Zaahen jungle, to be honest, and the Poppy top into the Ambessa. It's usually seen as a good matchup. And I feel like Poppy jungle, for me, has been a bit iffy. It's so low resource, it usually doesn't get that tanky. And I'm a bit worried that Sheo will just out-farm the Poppy jungle and just develop a big lead for himself and then use that to snowball the game. But Isma is good at being very proactive and making things happen, so...
Those are all very valid points. I have a counter-argument.
Okay.
Has GX fixed their Barons from game 2 to game 3?
I mean, now they have, like, if it wasn't...
No. You're talking in the context of comps, because we need to talk about hands and decision-making right now, Jack. Because let's be honest.
How am I supposed to answer that?
Well, that's your job. That's our job. We got to figure that out, man. We got to figure that out on the fly. We got to figure out quick. Because right now, it doesn't matter if GX get a lead. What we know is if they go near the Baron, Heretics is like, ooh, a comeback possibility.
Okay. Knowing Gyotto, he for sure gave them the belt.
Okay.
So,
he's been your coach before, right?
He's been my coach before.
So when you threw Baron, what did he say to you?
He would get very mad.
Oh.
So he probably got very mad at them. And it's like saying things that I can't say on broadcast.
Right.
To point out that this is like unacceptable, right? You have the game in your hands. And they had, last game, they had K'Sante, who can always just flash ult the enemy jungler.
Yep.
They never did it. But now they have Poppy ult, who can always Poppy ult the enemy jungler out.
So saying in theory they've made it easier.
They should have made it easier.
Secure Baron.
Yes.
Stand next to the wall, push W, charge ulti. There's surely no way that Naafiri can get into the pit.
To be fair, Naafiri does have invulnerability, a lot of mobility. So, you know,
are you now
if they mess it
shooting
up,
your own
yeah,
point?
maybe I am. You know, maybe Sheo is going to be able to do
Jack versus himself is an arc for the cash deck I didn't expect. It looks like we are in the process of
remaking champ select.
Remaking the lobby. Yeah, remaking champ select due to the rune issue. They didn't give it to Noah for the first strike one. They're giving it to Isma.
I mean, to be fair, GIANTX paused as soon as they got into the game this time. While in the last one, they paused like 1 minute.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense.
So, speeding through. Now, the question is, I'd assume just Aftershock, or is it going to be Hail of Blades? Is he just going to try to fistfight?
I love that you think he's going Hail of Blades.
So, you have to remember that I existed in a brief period of time in 2024 where Poppy played Hailblitz as support, and in jungle, sometimes they played Phase Rush.
Maybe he'll play Predator.
No, he can't play. That it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but
Phase
the
Rush
joke
is
is
good.
that back when people play Halo Blades, Predator was thing. You're saying Season 7, no?
No, what? It's 2 years ago. League officials have confirmed, they need me to read this, have confirmed a bug with the rune selected by a player, as this is not a game of record yet because no one got out of the fountain and they immediately paused. We're going to remake the lobby. Players are in the remade draft now, about 2 minutes to game. There's the official wording.
Okay, so I think he's going to go not Phase Rush. But Phase Rush got nerfed, but only for range, no?
Yeah, only for range.
Yeah, so he's going to go Phase Rush.
It is really satisfying to just E-auto Q someone on Poppy and then just speed off.
That's true. I think that's why he goes it, just for the satisfaction.
Yeah. Like Chovy with Protobelt, right?
Yeah, he's going to go Protobelt too. And then he's going to take notes.
He will definitely take notes. What is he taking notes on? He must have amassed so many notes.
He just wants to improve.
Do you remember that song from that MSI?
Take notes!
I think that just lives rent-free in his head. That's what I think.
That's possible. I don't remember anything about that song
Other
except
than
for
that
that,
part.
because that's the part that's played every time, like right before we cast, as it comes back from break.
Sitting on an analyst desk, waiting for it to come to new, and that's what you hear,
Which, shout out to the branding team. That one stuck. Can I remember any other MSI's branding, including the MSI that are Region 1? No. Take notes. Burned into my brain till the end of time.
I do remember.
I'll be on my deathbed saying to my children, take notes.
I do remember an Alistair breaking through a wall in the final, like a big Alistair.
Was there like a Defy? Defy,
that was one. I got that written on a hoodie somewhere.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
They're going to be very simple instructions. That's the stand, defy,
take notes,
reach.
Well, as we head into game here, it's do or die.
Yeah, the draft
for both of these teams.
About to wrap up. They've gone through all the picks are exactly the same. Remember, the conversation might not make it seem like it's high stakes, but it is high stakes. It's a game 3, elimination on the line, advancement as well. A bit of a zero-sum game here in terms of happiness today.
I think both teams would be really disappointed with this placing. Team Heretics, they opted to go for a rebuild after last year, where they kept building throughout the year and kept progressing. They still wanted to opt for something new, and if they then fail to make a real impact in playoffs, it would feel really bad for them. On the other hand, though, you could argue Team Heretics, they weren't expected, some didn't even expect them to make it to playoffs, so even making it here is a step up for them, and they still have the whole year to develop. But it's an argument we heard all of last year, and it feels dated at this point, while GIANTX, the Scrim Gods, the ones that have always had more potential than what they've shown. After that game 2, they really have to be kicking themselves and looking to turn it up a notch in this game and maybe read some of those notes they've been taking throughout the games.
It's 200 games in the LEC for Noah. Shout out to Noah. Obviously, bot lane naturally going to be a point of focus.
He's also just become a bit of a mainstay here in EU as well. He had a good run on Fnatic. Finding a home now in GX. And confidence from Artemis that the GX draft is better.
Thank you, Artemis.
Ahri and Ahri, someone's excited about that.
This one guy is typing a lot, and we're just all... We just read 3 of that person's comments.
Really?
Yeah. They're very excited. And to be fair, it will be... I mean, in terms of drafts, we're all pretty exciting games. Again, we're in a situation where GX don't have the best tools to start fights, which is a bit concerning, given that we've seen a lot of Zaahen games where he like ulties in, pushes 2 abilities, and then people just walk away from him and he can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, I want to talk about bot lane though. So for me, this bot lane matchup is very fascinating. It was a bot lane matchup that we saw a lot for a while. It was Aphelios Jinx all the time, every game. But now we haven't seen it for quite some while, but the interactions haven't changed so much. It's usually Jinx that gets the push early game just due to her rockets, but Aphelios has quite a bit better fighting power due to the fact that he has the healing from the red gun and he can easily proc PTA with a host of his abilities, while Jinx is stronger in the all-ins. Aphelios is really good in the short trades where you can just proc the PTA and then look to back off and then sustain with that red gun. And that's what this GIANTX bot lane will look to do, as Ice will look to push them in. And Noah and Jun, especially once they get that blue and purple, that's when this bot lane has some real kill threat and they can look to fight them.
burning through their ammo pretty quickly, perhaps anticipating an appearance from Isma here on the bottom side. He's continuing to take notes. Sheo matching the clear speed, actually a little bit ahead overall.
Also, both ADCs decided to go for cleanse this game.
Oh my gosh. So Serin
Really
is not
good
missing
trades
charms.
from
Like,
Serin.
this is,
That's
yeah,
2 back-to-back.
love to see an Ahri hitting charms.
Maybe this is why we didn't see much Azir prior.
Maybe. Ooh, nice trade there by Lot.
Pull back.
Zaahen's a really fun champ. His biggest weakness is his ability to basically stick onto his targets. So when Ambessa's like dashing in and being like, "Kacha," then it's like, well, you just made my life a lot easier as the Zaahen, and it becomes much easier to trade back. So Lot actually getting a bit of an advantage in this 1v1 in the top lane. And you've got to remember that Tracyn on this Ambessa, very high cooldowns early on. I mean, the same can be said for Lot as well, but just your kit in the early levels, if you can actually get those trades, can go very, very well, as you can already see in the HP bars.
And if they're just trading autos, he's got more or less Darius passive in terms of the AD
That's
steroid
true, yeah,
there.
yeah.
So you don't win the extended fight.
Yeah, you always underappreciate how much value that early AD can give you. Definitely strong.
But you highlighted it this early on. 200 gold advantage feels good. Go back, get a longsword and a cold means that gold advantage is only going to grow. And well, the trades aren't getting any easier for Tracyn, so have to hope that for Sheo in the jungle, who really got the luxury of flex here, bringing out this Naafiri, that he's going to have some better results.
Yeah, Lot decides to just shove in the wave and force Tracyn to TP back. Has been able to pick up a bit of a CS lead for himself. It's a bit clickbait right now because Tracyn is going to catch a huge wave here. But still, I think it's a pretty decent lead that he's built up here. Yeah, around 10 CS.
It's about 2 waves, yeah.
Pretty good.
But the reason why I was surprised is because he basically had a slow push going towards him, but I guess he saw an opportunity to get a cheetah recall off, which is what he's going to take advantage of now. Comes back with a ruby crystal as well. So now the itemization between the 2 top laners is even. Similar in the middle lane, but Amptone versus Dagda, I can tell you right now, Ahri's going to be much happier about that. Continues to put that pressure down. Credit to Serin. Often Ahri's can just get bullied out of the Azir matchup because they can just play leveraging the minions and outrange the Ahri. But if you play as aggressively as Serin is, then you can actually get prio in that lane, and he's doing a great job. Both junglers now making their presence known. I say that, looks like he's immediately going to go back to base. So
he wanted to just put a pink on the dragon to make sure that Isma can't sneak it away. And it's pretty good vision in general for Team Heretics in this river. They have a pink set up for Serin and now on the Drake as well. As GIANTX are looking to crash this wave and get Noah and Jun their first reset. I am praying. I'm on my knees right now, Noah. I better see a BF sword. If I see Serrated Dirk and he goes Collector this game, I'm going to be really, really sad. Because Stormracer is way, way better when you get the BF sword, but we maybe have a gank.
It's a BF sword. Serin push back, 3 dashes there, but he can't get out of that. He has to flash away. Forced to use the blink instead. The charm this time going wide. A bit of a disaster. Loses the flash.
I immediately thought of an infomercial. You've seen Na and Nivea, but now bringing to you the new Azir Poppy.
I mean, it was a really good combo by Isma and Jackies, but they just don't have the damage early game to actually take him down. And Team Heretics are going to try to get Ray.
Ooh, nice sidestep. This is going slow, 50% HP.
In. Isma has flash. Serin has no ulti. There's a lantern there. Now Jackie's is finally moving. Exhaust down onto Sheo, looking to steal it. He will secure the Drake, but it's going to cost him his life. First blood to the side of GX in exchange for the Drake, and now we have an all-in on the top side as Lot. Runs out of mana, but gets the wave in, I guess.
Question mark? I mean, an early Drake, it's a Mountain Dragon as well, which is pretty nice into this GX comp, but it's a 1,000 gold lead now for GIANTX and 400 gold with that first blood being picked up for Noah. Really allowing him to assert himself with a much better item lead as well than Ice, who's just sitting on the Rectrix and the Dagger and Boots. He decided to go for the Kraken Slayer build instead of the Yuntal.
I think it's going to be awkward in these early fights because the utility that Aphelios brings to the table is more valuable, even if Jinx's damage output, when you get the resets, is always present, whereas Aphelios, needs the right guns, the right circumstances. But it's tricky when Noah's built up a lead like this, that much quicker to the first item, a lane that you talked about being not super great for the Braum where he's outranged, suddenly looks a lot more comfortable.
I mean, my words have suddenly disappeared. Back when we saw this matchup in the past, Jinx versus Aphelios, often it could be game deciding when you gave one of these 2 hyper carries an advantage just because of how impactful they could be in the game. And when we talk about two compositions who don't have the easiest engage tools, hyper carries have even more impact because their ability to free hit, their ability to do damage, and Jinx's range in particular is something we'll be keeping our eyes on as the game progresses. So getting Aphelios ahead, definitely a nice advantage for GX to find themselves with. The grub spawning in 10 seconds. Neither jungler in that half of the map, so I don't expect that to be a quick objective that they start. Serin with a nice bit of a freeze in mid lane. Means that he'll look to try and gain an advantage there.
I want to pick up on what you said, Vedi. I think both ADCs are really important. That there's two arguments, one in favor and one against. One is that he's playing against the Ahri, Naafiri, Ambessa with so much mobility and so much threat on him. It can be quite hard to assert yourself as an ADC, especially an immobile one, such as Aphelios. The thing that he has going for him, though, is Noah has Jun and Isma, who can both peel for him extremely well. So what he really needs is someone like Sheo in the Drake fight, someone that gets stuck or can't really threat against him, so that his disengage can do all the work, and then he just gets the free hit, in which case he can just one-shot them. But Team Heretics are looking for a bot play.
Well, that's ulti in, extra healing coming in from Noah. They try to ult. Sidestep manages to knock up onto Stend. Retreat now coming in from the Unbreakable. Gank going awry. Isma on the way down. They'll at least be able to grab one plate, but now Team Heretics on the retreat. They get every single summoner and ulti from the GX bot lane, but the kills aren't there yet. Jackie's moving in, locking up 3. Noah still not in range to auto attack. Sidestepping the hook just barely. The charm connecting. The box is there. The wall broken. Noah's health bar blinking. Flash in from Isma. Knock up there. He grabs a kill. GX in the extended fight taking one.
A very close back and forth with a number of key ultimates not quite connecting the way that either side would have liked them to, but Isma, at the very end, takes matter into his own hands, targeting out Serin and finding that kill. The initial dive doesn't quite go super well. Jackie's connects onto 2, but the follow-up isn't really there. They just walk out of that situation thanks to the heal. The hook not connecting, the charm does, forcing Noah back, but then Isma, in the clutch, finds that small window, punishes Serin, and at the very least, gets GX another kill.
It felt really awkward, the initial engage, but I'm glad that Isma was not deterred, because a lot of the times when like the initial engage doesn't really work out, you might feel like, oh, this fight doesn't feel right, it's not going to be good. But Isma still saw the angle, he's able to pick up a kill for himself, and that means that GIANTX are now sitting on a 1,500 gold lead as they enter into the second Drake spawning in 1 minute. Isma got 2 grubs before he was forced to move to this bot side, so that the last grub is not really of too much importance for either team.
Sjeo clearing out on the top side. You mentioned the grubs already, so not going to be too concerned as LEC continuing to trade aggressively, but Sjeo covering to make sure. And again, yeah, in the short trades, Tracyn hitting hard. Still waiting for LEC to finish stacking that coal, get that Trinity Force before he can maybe match up a little bit better.
And this was the Ambessa that GIANTX banned out in the first 3 in both their first 2 games. It's a pick that they respect from Team Heretics, so we're seeing Tracyn now with the Eclipse. This is when really the Ambessa laning phase starts to come online. You got the level 9, so you have the Q maxed up, and you have that Eclipse as well to give you the shielding and sustain in those trades.
Makes things that much easier as we see a Spellbook TP out from Jun. Dropping a bit of vision, trying to proactively get some control around this objective. Stend there, though, immediately to clear it. Now, bot lane is going to be pushed in favor of Team Heretics as Ice is first to the wave. Jackie's will be first to move, but no great push advantage as Isma's trying to find a creative angle. Unfortunately, that creative angle thus far has involved tanking the tower, and Ice is now going to start trying to walk him down. Heroic charge to a minion.
Isma chunked down to half now for the Drake spawn. He does have the red buff to heal himself up slowly, but that does mean that Team Heretics can take control of the river here, and Isma's forced to base. And that might just be Drake for Team Heretics here. GIANTX are trying to deny some minions at least in this bot side.
That's a fast push coming through from Noah, and Azir is on the way as well. Serin gets the move first though. It's way too difficult for Noah to quite approach.
They don't have info either on where Serin is. They have to be so respectful of a potential ulti charm or flash charm. Noah and Jun still going to try and contest. Root down onto Ice is there. Noah now looking to follow. Hook connects onto Jun, brings him into the traps, but the Drake's already gone.
I think Isma needed to cancel his recall if they were to actually contest those Drakes, but since he was chunked off the initial engage, he ends up taking the base, and that's now 2 dragons going over for the side of Team Heretics. And I'm feeling like a deja vu, gentlemen, of game number 2 here, as it's GIANTX with the gold lead, but Team Heretics pick up the first 2 dragons.
Nice sidestep there from LEC, loading a decent amount of damage. Noah and Jun want to keep the pressure up in the bottom lane while the reset's looking to come through from Ice. finally get that off. And there's that Kraken Slayer completed. So both AD carries now at their first item. But Noah is just melting these waves, getting what advantages he can. Home guards and helpers.
Dash in, charm immediately in the air. Sheo going to follow with an ulti of his own. The first dagger going to go a little bit awry, and Jackie's able to dash out to safety, just barely.
And again, it's a really nice
Rock.
goal.
Okay.
Thought he would recall under the tower, but Jackie's held it a little bit. It's a really nice play by Serin, but neither of these mid jungles have enough damage to actually convert this into kills. As Jackie's is able to not even expend his flash. He didn't even have it up. He just ulted and dashed out.
Tracyn. Knock up there from Lot, so the fight.
You can see the trades. I've really shifted into Tracyn's favor now with that Eclipse.
I mean, Lot's got the money, but he just hasn't spent it yet. He's trying to recall. Sheo's on the top side. He hasn't been allowed to recall yet. Tracyn just determined to try and stop him. Maybe too determined. Is Lot going to ulti?
I think things will get better. I'm assuming this is the Trinity Force coming through from Lot.
Yeah.
It should give him a lot more power in the trades, at the very least.
But they should help him out quite a bit.
And it's weird because it's a 2.4K just about lead for GX. They're ahead in every single role. But I feel like the two Drakes are worth more, based on what we've seen so far in this series.
We've seen so far.
Because these fights don't feel handily in their favor. We talked about it before. There's not a lot of good, reliable engage tools, which is further made problematic by the fact that there's a Thresh who can just lantern them out on this one time you do get something.
And Drakos, I can illuminate your thought process, okay? Because in League of Legends,
illuminate it.
There are two ways to win in competitive, usually. It's either Dragons or Baron Nashors. And we have seen that GIANTX do not win around Baron Nashors.
Fair.
So they need those Drakes, and they need to convert this gold lead into Drakes, or we're going to have a repeat of Game 2.
I mean, Game 1...
Gold is dropping in value by Drakes.
Yeah.
Game 1,
inflation is
GX did cleanly close out that game.
Isma hooked. That is true.
But they did get sold.
Oh, they did, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, no, I can see that now. Yeah, he does have me there.
Betty. Oh, Jun.
Oh,
nice instantaneous Mikhails, but doesn't have that cooldown, doesn't have the heal either. Needs to be careful as the dogs are sent out.
Who let the dogs out?
I'm giving you one.
That doesn't even make sense.
The
what?
song?
There's a dog.
Yeah, but they're freely roaming. They weren't let free. They're already...
I mean, they were let free in draft. The charm hit a minion. That wasn't the ideal target. Most coaches keep those dogs in the cages. They do not allow their junglers to play this champion.
All right, all right.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, we keep panning up here, and Lot keeps building a gold advantage.
They're literally just farming
But they
stats.
only
They're
take us
farming
to
DPM
top
right
lane
now.
when he's losing trades. Is Tracyn just going to all in here?
Oh, he just used his E. Is this a go angle?
Okay.
Oh, that's a go angle.
Not a whole lot of damage with the latest skill caps on Lot.
Okay, not
we
fighting.
resume to farming.
Honestly, comfort zone for us as casters. We love it when people just farm.
Yeah, we don't talk ourselves into a corner at all.
No, never been a problem. Speaking of, what's this? What do we got over here? What do we got over here? A tense game. And I think for GX, again, we talked about the pressure being on them, and part of the reason is they're the 5th place team. And they would really love to break that moniker. And it used to be worse, and they've been in the up and up, but it was last year with this exact same roster. 5th, 5th, 5th.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about in draft, where I was saying how if normally they win this matchup. This is the round with which they win, and then it's the next one where they fall short. And hang on a minute, that's a ghost pop.
Ghost is looking to get things off. Double knockup coming in. Noah doesn't get in range to auto attack. Never mind.
It's that lack of engage from GIANTX comp. I mean, Jun can find the Q and he can find the ulti, but there's just no follow-up as Isma needs to commit too deep.
I feel like for the last hour and a half, we've been saying no engage. It's like a broken record.
To be fair, GX has done it 2 times back-to-back. Team Heretics only did it in game 1.
Let's see. I'm going to expand my vocabulary. Let's see if they can get creative with their approach to creating conflict.
Wow.
The crowd demands bloodshed. Unfortunately,
crowd.
this is not the Colosseum.
This is not.
We cannot introduce a tiger into the arena.
Saying, if we had an Emperor or Empress,
well, now hang on a minute.
Hold on. The Astrobot, they're going to get in jail. Initial knockup is there. The follow-up damage isn't quite. Lots debating if he can go over the wall. He's zoned away. Okay, well, you might not get the blood of the dog, but you might get the blood of the Drake in this case. The charm does connect onto Isma. The rocket! The flash to the side. It's getting lower. They're not going to be able to steal that one, but they're debating if they want the fight. Drake to the side of GX.
And GIANTX finally able to pick up a Drake there is crucial for them. Sheo forced to flash out. They didn't quite have the damage to take him down, and it's a bit of a standstill as neither team have too much initiation.
But shout out to the crowd. They just willed that into
Manifested
existence.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, good job. Good job, team. Good job. We're right there with you. Kills, kills, kills. Although we probably
They're
have to
holding
wait.
the thumb out, you know.
Yeah. We're gonna have to,
Apparently in movies that's a misconception as well.
that they didn't do that.
Apparently thumb down did not actually mean execute. That's not what that meant. I don't remember what it meant. I just know that that doesn't actually mean that.
It doesn't help us very much. Okay,
No,
so
it doesn't.
what we know is wrong, and what we know is that we don't know. Great.
Yes,
okay.
excellent. Glad I could help.
Team Heretics, now that they've lost to Drake, they're getting gold. Which
Cross
again,
map.
we've
Ooh,
highlighted
I
isn't
think
good.
Jackie's actually won that race.
Yeah, Jackie's got the top tower first, and GIANTX are going to get the Herald. So I think Team Heretics, they are getting gold, but GIANTX is getting more of it as they continue to build their gold lead now.
Noah walking up. Ooh. The shock rim definitely hurting. Jun is here to menacingly queue with them as Sheo's going to get that big raptor.
And I have to call myself out. I said in Champ Select that I was worried that Sheo would just outfarm Isma. That has not happened. Isma is 3 camps up on Sheo and has been matching him at every stage of the game. And now I'm just wondering why my Poppy jungles always have no farm.
Screenshot it if you play solo queue. You can link it to them.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be another tower secured by
He's
Lots.
denying the minions.
Yeah, he's being as efficient as possible. Okay, not quite as efficient as
Okay,
possible,
I'm
but close
going to be
enough.
honest. The Coliseum is supposed to subdue the masses. It's supposed to quell their lust for blood, but they're cheering for towers. Guys, we're going to need a fight soon or they're going to lose.
Don't worry, the pink ward cheers
Then it'll
will be back
no,
soon.
no,
Yes,
they'll be
it
cheering
will.
for the wards. We'll descend into true madness.
Do you know, I saw a comment the other day where someone said, "What's a pink ward?" And I was like, "Oh,
Stop.
yeah, yeah, bro. Please stop. You know, right? You know what a pink ward?
I know what a pink ward is.
Okay,
When I
good,
was
that's
playing with Forsen, Ripton told him to buy a pink ward, and he said, "What's that?" So, but he also said this is the first time he's ever bought it when we told him it was a control
Death
one.
Brush.
So.
Yeah,
Death Brush.
okay.
They're trying to appease the Fnatic fans with a Death Brush. It's a very clever tactic. Sadly, it didn't work. Instead, we're going to get more objectives and pushing. Classic League of Legends. Herald charge. Money. Tower still alive, though. A stiff breeze could take it down. Lot. Was not confident in his movement. Ulted out preemptively.
That tower is a yeah. All right. No.
Oh!
2 HP. Congrats.
Okay, to be fair, absolute cinema would be if that auto attack got him killed. The one that didn't quite kill it.
Sheo is in danger.
Knockup is there. Sheo can go intangible for a brief moment, but yep, they're walking the dog. Down he goes.
Dara gets sent home with the tail between his legs. A 0-2-0 scoreline, not having the impact that he'd love to be having. As GX just slowly gain control.
Baron Nashor is up, but due to the fact that they killed Sheo on bot lane, they might not have time. They're actually going to look to full send it. They're TPing Lot in. They're going to look to start the Baron Nashor and hope for no repeat of game number 2.
There's no jungler this time. And there's no summoner
Here
spellbook.
we go, gentlemen.
We've taken all the notes we could take.
We enter once again. There's no smite. This should be
They're not gonna
uncontested.
try.
They're
Yeah.
not going to try.
They're not contesting.
All right, credit to GX. Find the pick on Sheo on side lane. The Naafiri pick just has not been working out thus far. And there you go. Major objective to GX.
That's now 2 items on Noah with that Baron Nashor as well. The carries of GIANTX are just so much stronger. They're really going to look to utilize this Nashor. Maybe even try to break an inhibitor. If they break an inhib, I think GIANTX can rest on their laurels pretty safely. But even just breaking down some tier 2s, getting some gold on the board, and making sure that they're in good position for this Ocean Dragon spawning in 35 seconds.
I mean, it's major pressure now for Heretics with elimination on the line. Ooh, Isma, though, reads the play. Won't fall prey to the trappers. Vision being set up by GX. Denial, pressure, bot and mid. Take control of the enemy jungle and just suffocate Heretics out of this part of the map.
So much of what we talked about in terms of this composition's weaknesses, the lack of engage, goes out the window if you're the team with guaranteed first setup on the objective. It's Team Heretics who have to fight into you. So we see the split push angle coming through. Jun charmed under tower. Stend's going to give his life for that. The damage most certainly there from Jackie's and Noah.
Noah wasn't even hitting him. He was hitting the minions, and the blue AoE just killed Stend. And now 4 versus 5. The inhibitors.
They're not going to waste any time.
Serin
They're just going to go.
Forced to dash away. GX just marching down the bot lane. Undeterred, the counterpunch coming in from the side of GX is 2 members in the mid lane trying desperately to kill Lot unsuccessfully. And Tracyn continuing to split push.
Exactly, the cross-map from Tracyn, he's doing what he can to get something back for his team, but an inhibitor going down means that those super minions are going to do some serious work on the bot side of the map. Huge advantage gained for GX. Slow, calm, calculated with 4 kills to 0, but this game already feels done and dusted.
The silver lining for Team Heretics is this is only 2nd dragon for GIANTX. No soul on the board, but losing that inhibitor is going to feel really bad now.
That is a bleak silver lining.
Bleak silver lining, yeah. Well, this is a silver lining nonetheless, so
Didn't say it was like a gold lining or a challenger lining. He said it was a silver lining, brother.
Maybe it's a bronze lining.
Bronze lining. The bronze lining.
Yeah. At least not iron.
What is the lowest value metal?
Well, in League, it's iron, but I don't know if that's...
You asked a very pointed question to two very uneducated
The
men.
problem is, I don't know why I said that, because the only
I
person
mean, definitely silver is worth more than iron, no?
Sure, yeah.
Probably. It's like tin or something. I don't know.
Maybe
Copper, aluminum.
There's also a lot of metals on the periodic table. There's a whole section
really tough.
dedicated to
we
metals.
started this. Someone out there knows the answer. We can ask them. One of those people is Medic, but he's not here.
Well,
also, you know, speaking of metals, I always thought when people say, like, this has a metal in it, this has iron, like you didn't eat the same thing that the metal is made of, but it's the same thing.
It's iron, yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah.
So we're all, like, eating a bit of iron, a bit of copper.
Well, thanks for that really fun fact.
Thanks, Jack.
In any case, let's get back to the game. Let's bring our attention back as GX have just picked up one more tower in top lane. They're going to try and make it a second one in mids.
Tracyn pulled back, really not doing too hot in these isolated trades. Mid lane, a stiff breeze will knock over the tower. Instead, he's been hitting a lot of hooks, but sadly recently only onto Jun. Noah wants one more auto. This time it'll kill the tower.
Yeah, I mean, this is just some clean league overall from GX. They've taken...
Noah has ulti. They have to be careful about grouping here.
They've got constant pressure coming in through bot. I don't think they need to leave. They can just keep chipping away.
Tracyn is TPing behind there.
They need to leave now.
Time to go. GX on the retreat. Tracyn coming around the corner.
Heretics don't want them to leave.
Ulti coming in from Isma. He's going to knock the Ahri out of the fight entirely, and now Jun is body blocking all of their damage. Noah ready to start free firing. Ice off to the side, but so far a good retreat from Team Heretics. Serin returning to the fight. Charm connecting onto Jun. Should deny the unbreakable, but no, up just in time to stop the Jinx rocket. Ulti from Sheo.
Sheo goes in.
Looking a little bit frustrated on that one. Tracyn not able to find access into the backline. It's all falling apart. Isma there to body block a little bit more. Massive damage coming in from Noah. All of Team Heretics getting sent packing back to their base as they lose 2.
Oh my god, Noah with the 200 years. He finds a 4-man blue ult, flashes in and does so much damn damage. It's not actually going to be the end of the game for Team Heretics, and it's not actually going to be any objective at all, but that was damn cool.
You can see the desperation from Heretics as they tried so hard to get something back. This was the best case scenario for them. A low health members GX slowly getting chipped away at, but then Sheo really forces the issues, committing onto Noah by himself. Heretics now in a bit of an awkward spot as the ulti comes through, but they get that initial pick. But then grouped up in that choke point, Noah connects his ulti onto 4. Heretics is forced to retreat, and GX walk away with 2 kills.
I think what we can say after that team fight is that Aphelios should be buffed, because that should have been a quarter kill in my eyes.
He had 2.5 items.
Yeah, that should have been a quarter kill. So now going into the final team fight of the game, Baron Nashor spawning in 50 seconds. 7,000 gold lead for GIANTX. You'd love to see Noah pick up the LDR here, which he does. And if he had the LDR in that fight, that would have been made enemy Nexus go boom. So he'll be looking to recreate that play. The only, well, the silver lining this time, Vedi, is Noah has no flash.
Sure, true, he does.
Ice
not
also
have
has no flash. Serin has flash. He can maybe make the play.
Yeah, flash charm. Does have cleanse though, and Mikhail's, and a Braum shield, and a Poppy.
Okay. All right. So we're just listing things. Noah is crazy. Agreed. 90% copper, 10% tin. Ah.
There you go.
Yes.
Fun fact.
Wow.
Baron insta-spawn, insta-start. Noah and Isma should be able to melt through this one.
GX.
And Sheo get in range to steal it. The Poppy ultimate, of course, will be used to try and disengage. There it is.
Up onto Sheo. 7k on the objective, getting lower and
Doesn't
lower.
hit.
Isma doesn't
too
find a way to
fast.
knock him out of the pit, but the Baron just taken down. Green and white making this look so good. If he can keep those chakram stacked, that's going to be painful. That auto's going to do so much work! Noah following up, fully stacked now the entire team on the chase. The Q going a little bit wide from Chun. Seren's ulti popped, but now that they're wearing purple, this should just be the final moments.
A beautiful engage from Jackies, connects onto 3. They'll convert it into 2 kills, and with the Baron, they'll look to try and end the game now. 28 minutes in, 8 kills to 1. Heretics really haven't been able to get a foot in this game at all, whereas GX have been dominant from start to finish.
Serin does have the flash, but it's a 3 versus 5. Noah is so damn strong. And GIANTX, it was tense. Game 2 was messy. But it looks like they're going to be able to take it home. So they're rushing down this base.
Game 3 from start to finish. Yes, they gave up Drakes. Yes, it was close for a while, but they built those gold leads in the lane and they just continued to grow them fight after fight. Team Heretics unable to find a way to end this, and we've got a bit more time on our hands.
Guess they don't want to run the risk of overstaying. They don't want to throw this one away. They want to take the dragon. This won't be Soul, of course. It will put them on Soul Point. Quick reset, I think, into then just getting back out onto the map and looking to close things out. Should be the game plan. But look back at this Baron and the engage from Jackies.
I mean, you can see how fast they take the Nashor with this green-white Aphelios. And then Jackies here finding this EQ into the flash, getting the 3-man ultimate. Really, really nice engage for Jackies. He's sowing this as well to make sure that Team Heretics carries can't take him down.
There's no first, there's no first. Oh my god, Jackie, I like it. You're 60.
Same. I would have said good at League of Legends, but whatever does it for you,
Yeah.
you know?
Very nice play indeed with the Baron buff
You can be
now.
honest, Drakos, about what you say.
There are no inhibitors on the side of Heretics. They're going to have to find a miracle fight in order to keep any semblance of a chance left in this game.
3.5 items on ice. Ulti whiffing for Tracyn. A start to what should be the end. 3-man knockup coming in from Jackie's. Follow-up is there as well from John. Stend getting burned down. Noah and Jackie's completely untouched. And ulti, a couple hundred more years to follow through. As Serin brings it back into his team. The ulti for Mice is good, but the pushback from Jackie's is even better. GX moving on as Team Heretics are eliminated.